Alright, it's round 2 and we've actually won the die roll again. We'll definitely play first. I think this hand is keepable. We've got plenty early plays and we can set up for a pledge. I don't know what the opponent is playing, but I still think we can keep this pretty much regardless. We can even turn 2 Skyfish or bounce the Bone Splitter back in the event that we want to do that. It really depends on what the opponent is. Looks like he's going to be scouting us here. For the purpose of these videos, I'm not going to be scouting my opponents. I'd rather kind of give you a feel for how this deck performs against an unknown field, an unknown opponent. So he keeps. We're just going to lead on a Bone Splitter and ship it to him. Like I said, it really does depend on what his turn 1 is. That will sort of shape what our turn 2 is going to be. Veteran Armorer might be the best call against an unknown opponent. Say he just plays an Evolving Wilds or something. He actually plays a Stormland, so that means I'm going to want to play down this Armorer, and then we're going to want to equip it and next turn, and probably play the Skyfisher. The goal is to just present the fastest clock possible, and this does so. The Skyfisher will set us back a little too much by bouncing a land or the Bone Splitter, so we're going to go ahead and play this Armorer first. Then we're going to equip it and play the Skyfisher, bouncing a land to our hand. So hopefully we'll just come out the gates too fast for him to really respond. And I'm not sure if that will happen. We also have the option of playing the War Falcon out, but I think it's probably better to play the Skyfisher. I actually don't know, but this is definitely the play. We want to present the fastest clock possible. I think I already said that, but this takes him to 16. Now we just need to decide if we want to play the Falcon or the Skyfisher. I guess the Skyfisher is a little better because the Falcon can't attack if he can somehow remove this. He almost certainly won't be able to, but we're not going to need more than 3 lands, I think, anyway. And he really just has 2 turns to live because this will drop him to 10, and then next turn we Guardian's Pledge him out of the game. So I think we can actually win. We have the potential to win. Guardian's Pledge will hit him for 10 if we do it next turn, but I don't think we're going to. I think we're just going to pound him for 6 and then go from there. Now he's trying to figure out if he can actually go off. This is the multicolored Grixis deck as opposed to the blue-red deck. So I think for them, their storm count is a little more suspect. They have to fish a little harder for an effective combo. But we definitely have him dead in 2 turns. And I don't know if he'll be prepared for that or not. So he is tanking here. They tend to win with Grape Shot, though sometimes they will have Empty the Warrens. Our boarding against Storm is going to be the same regardless of the color combination. Well, let me rephrase that. Between this deck and the blue-red Storm deck, our boarding will pretty much be the same. If they're playing Mono Red or Familiar Storm or something like that, then we can talk about changing some cards out. So he's still in the tank here, and we're still applying ample amount of pressure. He's actually going to go for it. So we have no responses. So we're just going to F6 and see what he wants to do. Right now his storm count appears to be at 2, 3, 4. Just take a look at his graveyard. He's got 5 cards. Now he's going to cast a Ponder. So we want to go ahead and look and see what this Ponder reveals. And that will determine whether or not, you know, he chose to not shuffle. So he probably has a pretty powerful finisher in store for us, which is not good. I don't like to see that. This is one of the more unfavorable matchups. He's actually got a Grape Shot, so he probably has a couple here that are just going to take us out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm assuming he's got 1 more, maybe 2 more. Oh, Empty the Warrens. Okay. Well, that's no good. and probably a Bushwhacker to finish it off. So he's got everything, and we're pretty much dead here unless he misclicks. So that was a short game. These matches tend to be pretty short. We're going to go ahead and block, but aside from that, we are finito. And let's see. Let's move on to sideboarding. So our sideboard plan against the Storm decks, as per our sideboarding guide, is to remove our creature removal, our spot removal for them, because it's not going to be very effective at all. And we're also going to cut one Squadron Hawk. The Squadron Hawk is probably the softest threat. It doesn't deal a lot of damage without an equipment. So we remove those 6 cards, and we bring in our anti-storm cards, which include the Benevolent Unicorn. It's going to turn off some Grape Shots, and perhaps something along the lines of Lava Dart. And then the Suture Priest, which is going to somewhat nullify his Empty the Warrens plan. So this will gain us some life, hopefully get us out of burn range with the Grape Shots, and also force him to take a lot of damage with the Empty the Warrens. So that's our boarding. That's pretty much it. This is not a good matchup, so I don't like to dedicate too much sideboard to it. And hopefully we can have some more aggressive hands against him and take these next 2 games. Alright, this is game 2. We definitely want to play first. It's all about racing here. And I think this hand is actually keepable. We just need to decide what our sequencing of plays is. I think we want to lead on... Well, see, I don't actually know. We could lead on the War Falcon, play Benevolent Unicorn turn 2, and then turn 3 we actually swing for 3. I'm definitely not going to mulligan. The other option is just to play the Bone Splitter, and we still can hit him for 3. That might actually be better. The War Falcon isn't going to attack on turn 2 because we want to get this Benevolent Unicorn out there. So I think we're going to just lead on the Bone Splitter as opposed to the War Falcon. On turn 3, if we don't draw a land, we can Skyfisher, bounce the land back, play the land, and equip the Bone Splitter. So hopefully this unit is enough to beat him. We essentially have to hope that he doesn't have Empty the Warrens, because our current hand beats a Grape Shot. It doesn't beat an Empty the Warrens. Okay, so we do draw a land. I think we're going to play the Bone Splitter. And we could actually equip another Bone Splitter as well. Let me think about this. That will hit him for 5, which I think is just going to be our best play. We want to give him as little time as possible to resolve anything. Oh, he concedes. So, wow, that was probably the fastest victory I've ever had. And I think we want to keep this exactly the same. There's not really a lot else I want to bring in against him. The Guardian's Pledge is nice. Gets to hopefully steal a win out of nowhere. And then all of our 1-drops are very important because we want to have a fast clock. So I think we're just going to leave this and go to game 3. Hopefully do the same thing we just did to him. Okay, so it's game 3. This time we have a Suture Priest in hand. And I think that makes this keepable, especially with the Bone Splitter as well. So I'm not going to mulligan. We end up hitting him for 3 damage on turn 3. Hopefully we draw a 1-drop, but we don't. We have a Guardian's Pledge. That's also pretty good. So I think this hand is keepable. And from here we're just going to hope that he can't deal with this sideboard card, Suture Priest. We'll have to see, of course, but I don't think he can combo off yet. So we're going to go ahead and lead on the Suture Priest. And he certainly can still kill us before the Suture Priest is really active. The fact that he's using Gitaxian Probe leads me to believe that he's going to get ready to combo. Oh, maybe not. And we draw the unicorn. Oh my goodness. I don't think he's got a chance now. So we're going to equip the Suture Priest. That was a very lucky draw. I am not going to lie to you. And if he can't deal with this Suture Priest now, I think he's actually going to be done. I don't think he can empty the Warrens for a lethal amount without taking lethal. So he's going to take the Guardian's Pledge, but that really doesn't matter here. And yeah, now I think he's just done. So I'm going to equip the... Oh, I'm going to play the Skyfisher, gain a life, and equip the Unicorn. And then I think we just win. So, wow. I am kind of shocked. I think we're actually going to take this match. We're going to drop him down to 7, and I don't think he has any outs. Our sideboard really just showed up out of nowhere to help us win this. I don't see him coming back. We've got lethal on the board. So he's going to try and go off, but I don't really know what he can do. He needs something that's powerful enough to kill the unicorn, so it has to be a lightning bolt exactly. And other than that, I think we might have this. He chose to shuffle, so that's a great sign for us. I think we might actually have this match. Drawing that unicorn was incredible. It was amazing. And we win the match, so I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll come back for round 3.